episode 2 of the No True Rewards podcast. Welcome, everyone. I'm your shit ass host, Devil Burb. Ooh, pachi, 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 pachi. Oh man, it has been a freaking time since I was here last. I'm sorry I haven't recorded last week's episode and I'm doing it now. It's just been rough. Everything has been rough, man. It doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop. Sometimes I wish it would. You really get to the point where you're like, God, you're so tired. You're so delusional in the idea that maybe something will be better the next day. And then you're like, no, not really. Bossy, I have my kitty here. Bossy will do this thing to, like, when I'm trying to do shit and I'm ignoring him, he'll come and nuzzle my leg. And then when the nuzzling doesn't work, he'll claw my leg. And when the clawing doesn't work, he'll double claw my leg. And then I have to physically push him away. And then he gets mad at me and he'll go lay on his little sofa. He's got his own kitty sofa, by the way. He's kind of executive like that. I love him. Kinda. If you want a free black kitty, hit me up. Yeah. Life's not going too great for Devil Burb. Giving a little quick life update before I do anything else. So for the past 8 years, I've lived with a lot of family. And man, it's been a struggle. It went from me taking care of my elderly grandmother who could not pretty much get out of bed. She can't walk. She can't go to the bathroom by herself. You know, all that classic good stuff. And it was sort of my job to take care of her and make sure everything is okay, make sure she gets groceries, make sure she goes to the bathroom okay, everything's clean around her. All that little stuff, right? And, well, she moved away about, God, I don't know, two years ago? I hate this. Turns out that I accidentally had a plugin on the whole time. Does the plugin add processing in any way? Awesome. Thank you, OBS. Actually, that's my fault. That's not OBS's fault. As I was saying, yeah, so it's not working out where she's living currently. And she wants to move back, meaning it's going to be fetch quest hours pretty much. So I'm going to have to take her to her doctor's appointments, go get her groceries every week, multiple times a week, because she can't decide what she actually wants grocery-wise. She'll give me a tiny list, and then I have to go get it 2 to 3 times a week because she'll be like, well, I didn't have enough jelly, so I thought I'd wait till I ran out to have you go get more, instead of just having me go get more and she has a ready supply there. You know? Yeah. Same thing with like other people in my family right now where they moved out. They're supposed to be going out and doing their own thing. And they're also deciding, hey, we don't really like it where we're at right now. We might also come back. So yeah, that's fun. If you don't know, I haven't had my own bedroom in almost a decade. I've always had to live with other people and either help take care of them or have them help with me because I have my own little disability problems. And for the first time in this period, I have my own bedroom. I have a cool TV in there that we ordered just for me. Got a chair, got my old man chair. You know the one. You know the kind you just kind of lean back in and you absorb into and you become a part of the furniture. You got a bed in there. It's nice. It's really nice. I don't have anything else. It's just a man room. It's your generic, like, they make fun of you in the memes, like, how are men okay living like this kind of thing? Yeah. Yeah. So I might have to give that up. So who knows what, like, my future is going to be like going forward, because more people in the house would absolutely mean that I get to do less of this, which sucks, but whatever. We'll see. All right. Enough bitching, enough whining, enough moaning. I do that. I don't do that. No. Hold on. I can fix this. I work on that stuff. Yeah. I audio edit. If it wasn't for my good friend KB, who, please, if you are in need of not safe for work voice actress services, go check her out on Twitter. I believe she also goes under Kamala Bombett. I think that's the full name. She is almost solely responsible for me not like being homeless at the moment. So please go give her your love and support and coom to her. Thank you. All right. So what have I done? What have I been doing? Nothing, first off, because like I'm a piece of shit neat. I don't have a life. I don't necessarily have a job outside of the few commissions I get for audio editing. Uh First big thing I want to talk about is I played the game of mouthwashing. For those of you who've not seen that game, it is an amazing narrative experience through the eyes of a narcissist, a piece of shit, vile narcissist who, much like Griffith, did nothing wrong. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun to isolate later, huh? It was a horror experience. There's a lot of body horror in it. One of the characters in it, Curly, is just a burned flesh chunk of a man. He can't walk, he can't do anything, he can't speak. Like everything on him is gone. It's very like Johnny got his gun type character. Except he can look at you with his one eyeball and judge you and cackle at you when things go wrong. It was incredible. I think that's one of the best games I've played in the past maybe 2 years now. I don't play a lot of video games anymore because I am tired as hell all the time. I'm like old man grumpy tired. I'm not, I'm not sleepy tired. I'm just like, I don't want to do things. I don't want to do anything. Depression and nihilism. Oh, I don't even know where to begin with that because I don't want to spoil it. I want people to go out there and experience the game for themselves. It's very short. If you play through it straight and you don't stop every 5 seconds to do whatever, you can beat it in maybe 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours tops. There's a lot to uncover there. It's one of those games that I'm assuming that if I play it a second time, I'm gonna find so much more. I went back and watched a little synopsis video of it afterwards just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And there's a lot of environmental things in it that are really, really cool. Like there is this I don't know what they're playing. They're like playing a game of Sorry or some crap. And each of them has their own pieces in which they were playing throughout the game. And those pieces kind of represent their current state of where they're at in the game, where they'll be like knocked over, out of play, or something like that. It's really cool. Holy shit. So Jimmy is the scum of the earth. You start this game veering yourself into a freaking asteroid because he wants to hide from his crimes. And then the entire game is delving through, wow, he's like, what were my crimes again? I don't care. I'm cool and in charge now. It's just the level of narcissism that is shocking to see, but you also know exists in the real world, where the people you affect are just like they're over there in a corner, and you're like, yeah, all right, whatever. You had your moment. I am having mine right now. Please just stay over there and let me do my thing. It's it's so good. It gives me very like Silent Hill 2 vibes, where the not the main menu, the like item menu in the game has the old like Silent Hill 2 look to it. There's not really much of gameplay going on. It's just you kind of walk around and experience the story as it unfolds. There's some puzzle things here and there, and the puzzles are actually pretty cool. Most of them are pretty much set pieces except for one that's an actual puzzle at the end, and that one's not too hard. Oh, God, puzzles, man. I I don't Is there an equivalent for puzzles with what like test anxiety is? Because I don't have test anxiety, not necessarily. Like I think I get anxious over it like before I do the test, and then like during the test, I'm actually pretty confident. But when I'm playing games or when I'm doing stuff like puzzle games or maybe oh god, brain fart, help me. Uh, Strategy games. That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I'm not gonna cut that out. When I'm doing things like that and I'm doing it in front of an audience, I just shut down. No matter how simple the puzzle may be, I get so anxious that I'm doing it in front of people that I feel very like stupid and I just don't want to do it. It makes me hate it. I just shut down like a dummy. There are parts in the game where it's like, oh, just go find this thing. And I just cannot for the life of me go out and find the thing without being like, oh God, I'm lost. Where am I? It sucks. It really, really sucks. But yeah, please go play that game. Mouthwashing. It's like 20 bucks. I got it on sale for Black Friday, I think, for like 13, and it was well worth the money. Absolutely worth it. Please go play that. The other thing I've done with my week is I have released my very first audio roleplay ASMR character X listener cringe ass thing. I don't know what you call that. Like, I don't know what version I did. I know there's a couple of them and they all each fall under their own category, but I'm not sure what mine was. I believe the title of it was Yours as You Are Mine. There's a little twist in there, but it's basically just pretend somebody broke into your bedroom while you're sleeping and is talking about how like, what's really cool is I'm here and you're sleeping and you don't know it. It's pretty neat. I try to put on a voice for it. I do like a little like a villain voice, I think. I guess you could call it a villain voice. I'm not too sure what you call it. It's me about more raspy, a little more breathy. I am so proud of it. I don't consider myself to be a voice actor in any way. I actually have a very high bar for what I consider to be a voice actor. Cause like it's more than just being a voice. It's more than just talking into a microphone. It is, of course, the other half would be acting. And a lot of people kind of forget that half. They hear that, oh, you have a good voice, you could do voice acting things, or oh, you're so rumbly, or you have like hot lady voice. You can just go voice things and you can be a voice actor and make a living off of it. Where in reality, it's so much more than that. It's being able to convey a scene in a way that like the intentions are there to like, I'm not cutting that out either. Fuck that. Uh, you have a character, right? And the character is supposed to convey a feeling, convey some kind of emotion, and drive a scene. And when you're not a good actor and it comes out stale and flat, the audience doesn't really get to feel the emotion behind it or have that human connection. And it sucks. Cause like when you're watching something, you want to be driven. You want to like focus on it, think about it, flow with it. And when something is bad, it takes you out of it. And you don't like that. Or most people don't like that at least. Some people like that to like laugh and cringe at it, like I do, because I'm an asshole, but that's just me. And I want to provide a quality for people when I release things that is beyond me just being like messing around. I don't know. I worry so much about coming out of this and being like, "Oh, I put my all in it. I put my 110%. I made sure everything was as perfect as I could get it, and then some." I go far beyond what I feel like I should ever as doing like with doing content creation stuff. It's really stressful and depressing. I've always been the kind of person that I can't just go into things and be like, "Oh, this is fun. I'm doing it for fun. I enjoy doing this." I have to turn something into either work or stress, and I have to work off of that. I am unable to work without the feeling of stress over my shoulder. I want to do voice acting things. I want to do more of that kind of like narrative type stuff. Maybe one day audiobooks. I don't know. I know I'm already doing podcasts, quote unquote podcasts, but I want it to be better. I always worry that there's always going to be someone out there who can pick out all the things I did wrong, kind of be like in my face about it. where instead of getting hurt, I often take that as a challenge, not to improve myself in a way that is for my own enjoyment or just to be good, but to be like, you know what? I suck and I'm shit. I have to improve no matter what I do, or I'm always going to be shit. I feel like a lot of people now have that kind of issue going on, especially after the COVID era where we all shut ourselves in and we were all blasted with, like, oh, we have a lot of stuff we want to do now because we just have all this freaking free time. And content creation really exploded, right? A lot of people just picked up their phone, picked up the little microphone, spoke into it, and just started doing things. Now, like 90% of it is NPC content. God, there's so much NPC content out there. It's so bad. It's so dog shit. Holy crap. Bossy, please. I'm doing something right now. Bossy, please. Huh? Where was I? Where I was so rudely interrupted by this kitty. I'm trying to dip my toe back in the water again. I want to be, I guess being a content creator essentially means being an entertainer, right? I want to be entertaining to people. And holding yourself to such a high bar with things for things that have such a low bar of entry feels ridiculous. Because again, like I said, anyone out there with a cell phone can just go out and record the shittiest live streams ever and get 100K followers on Instagram or whatever the hell the kids use now. Uh, but yeah, I measure success in an odd way, I guess, which I don't ever feel anything of mine as a success. I feel like it's a path to success instead of just taking the little wins that it is. But uh, sidetrack, ADD. Back to the main point. I made a video. Yours is your mine. I put myself out there. I tried it. I tried my hand. I've been practicing for months now to get better at speaking, to get better at doing cold reads, to get better at trying to convey some form of emotion. And I found a voice that fits me. I don't know if I could call it a voice. It's, yeah. I guess it would be a voice, right? Me doing the whispery, like, yeah, thing in your ear. That wasn't a good example. Don't take that as an example of that, please. I'm actually really proud of it. It's very well received. I have a belief that anything of mine that I put on YouTube or anywhere that gets 100 views is a success. 100 views to me is huge. Because, like, that's 100 people who took the time to go and watch something. And it's like, oh my God. That, if you really think about it, think of yourself in some kind of like gymnasium or something, and you're speaking in front of 100 people. That's a lot. We really take for granted, like, just those numbers on the screen and what they actually mean. And a bunch of individuals took their time to actually check your stuff out, even if they don't like it, right? They still took the time, and the idea of that somebody would like maybe give you the time of day is pretty cool. Okay, sorry about that. I needed a little water break. I have a dry mouth problem. No matter what I do, no matter how much I drink, no matter what meds I take, no matter what things I do to try and like fix it, I always have dry mouth. And dry mouth causes clickies, little mouth clickies. Mouth clickies are disgusting. Nobody wants to hear those in their headphones. Considering how hard you have to compress podcasts, those little clickies just come up. And getting rid of them is annoying because you have to go through them one by one and do them by hand if you want to do them properly. Oh, yeah. Measuring success is hard because, like, what do you even consider success anymore? Is it attention from people? Is it your ability to just put something out there? What is it? We live in a society now that just anyone can put their face out there, can put their voice or opinion out there. Before, success was like, oh, I made it on the radio. I have a TV show. People listen to me. I have venues and they'll come and listen to me. I play music. People will come and listen to our live shows, buy tickets for us. And those were pretty exclusive things, I guess, to people who could break into that, where the individuals who would want to see your stuff had to go to you. and it wasn't as widespread. But now it's like we have content creators or entertainment at the touch of our fingers now. And if I get bored with someone, I click off a video and I can go somewhere else, find someone else in the matter of like 5 seconds. It's the illusion of choice, maybe, because everything is fed to you through a freaking algorithm trying to say, like, hey, we need you to maximize output as much as possible for our investors to see, hey, we're getting ad revenue. I don't know. I don't know what success is anymore when it comes to content creation. Is it making money? Is it being big, having big number followers? I would assume it's some form of consistency. If you've done this long enough, or if you've worked hard enough to get in there and be like, hey, okay, so I'm big content creator mans. I get thousands of views a month or a day on my videos or whatever. And I am doing this enough that people like me enough to give me money and turn this into either a side hustle or a main gig. Maybe if we want to look big, that's I think the end goal for a lot of people who try and do this stuff is if you've seen like kids in school now where if they're asked like, "Oh, what do you want to do when you grow up?" I've seen a bunch of people just say or teachers say that like they all want to be YouTubers or content creators or play video games for a living. Which oddly enough is like viable now if they make it. If they're able to cut through the slop that's out there, they absolutely can make it so long as they have the drive to do so. It's really neat. It can provide some neat hopeful feelings of like maybe me too. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could go somewhere. And at the same time it says depressing being like, "Oh, no one cared about what I uploaded. No one cared about what I said. Nobody gave a follow, nobody gave a like, nobody joined whatever, nobody did this or that." So, where's the line? Where do I go as a tiny widow man's and say, "Hey, this thing popped off in a way that maybe doesn't normally or wouldn't normally do it?" Or I could be like, "This was a success. I can be happy with it. Move on to the next thing." I like the idea of just putting content out there, and I don't know. I don't really like advertising. I think advertising's cringe. Maybe I think it's cringe now because I'm tiny and nobody actually like listens to this or gives a shit about what I say. And one day if they did and people are here consistently, maybe then I'll be like, "Oh my god, advertising, I need to get out there. I need to keep up my numbers, whatever." Who knows? Time changes people, money changes people, fame changes people. Whatever you want to call this. I don't know if you call it fame. You're just your 15 seconds of fame, whatever. Is it 15 seconds or 15 minutes? One of those. Ah, it's so hard to learn to just be happy with what you have right now when it's a sea of just garbage and shit and shills, and everyone out there is trying to force this ideal life down your throat of what you're supposed to be with every form of like living or content. You got to be rich. You got to be happy. You got to have a family. Oh, you got to be good at being a loner. Oh, of course, as I'm speaking, I had to make a cut because somebody is downstairs trying to microwave a sandwich or something. So sorry if the flow of that was kind of weird, but where was I? Yeah, there's a lot of expectations or a lot of fake expectations out there on the internet, and I think it's only growing worse with younger people. They're probably the ones that are most like, I don't know, sold this shit to. These fake lives of people being rich and wealthy and happy, having like everything in the world. And then young kids will see that and be like, "Oh, yeah, I want to be that." All he does is do the YouTube things or he lives an idealized life. It's sad. It sucks. Every like opportunity out there to actually be happy just for yourself, be yourself and just want to do your own thing. It's out there. You can still do it. You can ignore all these other things. You don't have to follow anyone. But All these systems that are in place now reward you for following everyone, for not being yourself, for being something fake. Sure, there's a lot of opportunities to maybe you could break through. You could be you, can have your own content, your own niche. But how many people get to do that, really? Whereas like people have to put on some form of face or facade to sell to a younger audience or to sell to people who dream of being what you are. It's unfortunate. No, I'm not saying that's everyone, of course. And again, there are small avenues that you could take, like this one. I don't care if this gets out there and people are like, oh, I don't like it. Oh, this is cool. I don't care if people share it. I don't care if they don't share it. I don't like advertising myself. So, my favorite part of doing this kind of thing is I make something, I put it out into the world, and maybe it finds its way around. And maybe the right person who needed to hear it will, and then come search me out. I really enjoy that. I have another secret channel, one I'm not going to talk about here because it's fun for me to do this, where I will just make manga dubs and shit posts. And some of those I'm very proud of how good those shit posts are. I'll put a video out there into the universe, into the sea of slop, and people will just find it and be like, what the hell is this garbage? I love it. I need more. And subscribe to me. It's got like, I think 400 subscribers to it. Maybe I haven't checked. I haven't checked in a while. It's got like over 400, maybe 300. I don't know. And not a single time have I ever put it out there and be like, hey guys, I make this, other than maybe I'll be with some friends in a Discord and be like, hey, you want to see the stupid shit I made like 3 years ago? Just because I think it's funny. Uh, should we burn the internet down? I'm not one of those people that like, oh, we shouldn't have social media. Social media destroys society. I feel there's some form of responsibility behind people to just be better. We can have these things. We can have nice things and, amongst us as people. But it's the ones who take it too far, the ones who get notoriety, the ones who just shitty people who understand that they can exploit. They're the ones who we should be ostracizing, not giving the time of day to, and yet we do. I've been just in my seat. Hold on. I'm not cutting this out because it's funny. I've been watching a lot of reactionary YouTube content lately, mostly in the form of VTubers. Don't judge me. I was never really into VTubers before. I wasn't against them. I thought the idea of maybe somebody who wasn't willing to put their face out there but wanted to put their personality out there found the way to. And of course, it has a weird mass sex appeal to the weebs, so it sells, which is cool. Lots more anime booba in the world. Nothing wrong with that. But anyways, yeah, I've been watching a lot of reactionary content where it's VTubers reacting to other people reacting to things or making mini documentaries or talking about other people or drama. And it's one thing I've noticed that so there's shit people out there, right? There are people who will go and disrupt everyday life just for a few views or some money or whatever on TikTok or whatever crap. But then there are the people who will go and take that content and turn it into their content. And it's an endless cycle. One could not I guess one of them could exist without the I don't know. Could they not actually? Because for someone to go out there and be controversial, they need attention. And what does the person who takes their video and be like, oh, look at this asshole out here. He's whatever, bothering people. Well, he gave him that attention. He gave him that limelight. And anybody who goes to seek out his content is just giving him more ad revenue, even if it is just to shit on him. And that's their end goal, right? Or I'd assume. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. Maybe I'm not thinking of the flow of that correctly, but in my mind, that's how it is. It's like an endless cycle of trash and slop that relies on other trash and slop to exist. Speaking of trash and slop, okay, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while now. So, Twitter. I'm calling it Twitter. I'm not calling it X. X sounds so fucking stupid. If X was a better website than what it is right now, I would respect it enough to call it X, but I don't. Twitter is all rage bait now. It's all reactionary content because people have the ability to get rewarded for it because of the blue check marks. I'm not going to shit on or support the blue check marks in either way. To me, it is what it is. Most of you should have the ability to be able to see what's bait and what isn't. And you choosing to interact with something that's purposefully designed to get a rile out of you, you go to interact with it and you reward the person. That's on you. People can do bad things. Well, bad things that don't technically hurt anyone other than like maybe emotionally or piss you off. You can ignore those, like, you can ignore that. You can walk away from it. You can shut the app down. You can block the person and give them nothing. But so many people just can't help themselves. I think there's fault on both sides. One is, yeah, I'm going to say something horrible on the internet because it'll bring people to me. I get pushed to the top because of the blue check thing. And I'll make money. And then there's another group of people who feel like they have to brigade on what is the quote unquote right side of an argument. They can't help themselves. They feel the need to correct, to attack, to go after them. And all you did was give this person exactly what they wanted. They wanted your attention. They wanted your money. I guess not your money, but they wanted that ad revenue. Sweet, sweet ad revenue. You know, I thought about making fake ads for my videos because I thought it would be funny to have a bit. I'm like, today's video was sponsored by, some random crap that's in there. Like, yeah, whatever. Random product, random goofy funny product. That's a lot of work. And I don't know if I'm willing to put that much extra effort into it anymore. But one day you might find one in my video just for funsies. Anyways, back to Twitter. I can't say anything about Twitter that hasn't already been said. It's a cesspool right now. It's always been a cesspool, but now it's just in a different direction. This is going to go back to the game mouthwashing. And mouthwashing is having the issue that I feel Persona has, as well as Azumanga Daioh. There's probably a lot of other franchises out there that are like this, but these are what come to my mind right now. And this is what has like reached recent controversy. And it's a quote unquote fandom that has not actually participated in the content in which they're claiming to be fans of. There's been a lot of things going on with mouthwashing lately. Like there was a controversy of somebody drew Anya in a more voluptuous like style, and people lost their shit over it. There's that other one where they drew her as like an elf, but she was also like very like sexualized. People also lost their minds over that. Like, how could you draw a rape victim looking like this? And how could you be this and this and this and this? And it's also, I'm seeing so much of people making things about mouthwashing that they're so off the mark. You're like, this person hasn't played the game. They haven't even watched a playthrough of it. They saw the style, they saw that it was grotesque, they saw the art, like the fan art on the internet, and it's become their personality now. Much like people did with freaking Undertale or Steven Universe or FNAF. But again, people just do not participate in the content that it's from whatsoever. It's that thing where it's like, okay, I'm a fan of this, but one day you might be afraid to tell people you're a fan of this thing. Like, I'm kind of like that with Undertale. I feel like Undertale is pretty universally loved. I don't know of anyone who doesn't who doesn't really dislike Undertale. But God, that fandom is something else. It's all trash, it's all fluff, it's all crap. At least the ones that come to the top more, the louder ones. The other people are like, yeah, it's cool. I like the characters. I like the music. I like the little mini games that are throughout the game. And then there are people like, but just shipping this character, gay, that thing, this thing. But what about that? What about this? What? Multiverse. There's like a 2-hour fan film out there, or fan animation that's just how many Sanses exist in their weird fanfic multiverse thing. Which that movie's like better than it should be, by the way. Yeah. It's getting super annoying for people to go out there and have opinions on things that they're not necessarily qualified to have opinions on. I'm not saying you need a true qualification to talk about freaking video games because that's stupid. But at least know the source material in which you're telling other people or correcting other people on. It's like, let's say I'd never seen Star Wars, and then they talk about Darth Vader being Luke's dad, and no, he's not. He's a villain. He can't be the good guy's dad. That's crazy. He's evil, but that guy's good. He can't be related to evil. How could you say that? Yeah. Pitch Perfect is ass, by the way. The movie itself is pretty funny, but that main girl is a bitch and I hate her. Okay. That's because they talk about Darth Vader in that film. That's all that train of thought comes from. That's cool though. They're right to make fun of her in the second film where they're like, all you do is make remixes. You suck. Get out of here. How dare you be in the same room as Snoop Lion? Leave my sight. Okay. That's my rant on that. It's like I've seen there's accounts on Twitter that are supposed to be Azumanga Daioh accounts. Where I think there was one where it was like an Osaka poster who I've seen post for like a year or so and then finally watched the show Azumanga Daioh and then went, her name's not Osaka? It's like, no fucking shit, her name isn't Osaka. They never refer to her as anything else like as like having a last name or anything. Her name is not Osaka. It is not a dumb city in Japan. It is so annoying dealing with or seeing these people on the internet. It's like, oh, actually, I don't know what older variant of that is there. 'Cause I'm trying to think anything prior 2014, maybe. What had fandoms that were like everybody was up their own ass about it, but nobody watched it? I feel like everybody I knew at least watched the thing that they were criticizing or talking about. Evangelion fans used to be really bad. I used to be a really up my own ass Evangelion fan. I still am, but not so much. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything from that like time period in which people were like, I pretended to watch this so I could be some part of this community. I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird now. Everybody has to brigade behind something. They have to be a part of something. They have to have this like a group think. And then there, of course, are the contrarians on the internet who are like, I'm outside the circle. I think for myself. I do my own thing. And then, of course, that's parroted 100 times by the other people who claim the same thing. It's like people that get like blue hair dye. And I've actually known people in real life who have gotten blue hair dye who are like, I'm special and unique and artistic and imaginative. And then you see an image of them in like college and there's like 12 other people there with the exact same hair color. And it's like, yep, boy, were you original, all right. Oh, you took the same class, the same thesis? Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, you bonded over having the exact same opinions? Where you met at the exact same shitty call for priced coffee shop? Okay, cool. You're neat. Nobody's unique. Nobody's special necessarily. You have the ability to be an individual, to think for yourself, do things for yourself, want things for yourself. But don't ever think that, oh, you have anything coming away with this. Be like, I'm different. My opinions are different. Wow, is this the Devil Burb Nihilism episode? For those who don't know, I guess I'm not sure if I want to talk about religious beliefs or anything like that. I am very nihilistic as a person. Not in the depressive, like, oh, nothing matters way, nothing can do this or that, not everything sucks. That's stupid as hell. If you have such a narrow worldview just because you think nothing matters, you're fucking dumb. You've taken out the human element of things. Because at the end of the day, even though we could say nothing matters, there's still the experience that we are living. There's the experience of other people living around us. And removing that is just not realistic. It's fucking stupid. You still have emotions, you still have feelings, you still have wants and needs. You still get hungry, you still get tired, you still get lusts, like my server. The most used chat in my server is the not safe for work chat, I freaking swear. Yeah. Is this the nihilism episode? I already did that. We had a previous episode on the old NTR podcast where it was called like Hentai and Devil Burbs Nihilism, where I think I got drunk on that episode. What an amazing time we've had today, huh? I'm actually having a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing these. I enjoy sitting here talking into my little microphone, giving my god awful opinions on things, putting it out there in the universe, and then have people be like, Devil, that was stupid. Why would you say that? And then put it on the internet. Why would you do that? It's like those videos of those kids who I don't. So you do stupid shit, right? You absolutely can do stupid shit. You make mistakes when you're a kid. You don't think things through properly, but then it gets somehow uploaded still, regardless. Because I've seen like there are videos where a kid has like a screen protector on his like iPad, and he'll be like, "Watch, my iPad won't break if I toss it onto the ground as hard as I can." And they'll toss it and they'll pick it up and it's cracked and they start crying. It's like, yeah, I know, okay, you went through that experience and it sucked, and yet somehow it's still wound up on the internet where only one real person has access to that upload button. I love those videos are awesome, by the way. I love those videos of people setting themselves up to get fucked over. Like ones where, okay, guys are on a two-story building, right? There's a truck below. The guys are on top on like the balcony, be like, okay, we're gonna toss this chair down to you guys from 2 stories up. You're gonna catch it and put it in the back of the truck. And they toss it and it just like flips the truck over. I love those videos. God, I love them. Oh, God. Is this the worst episode? Have I achieved it? Have I achieved mediocrity so mediocre? Hmm. I guess this is the point now where I'm starting to ramble and I have nothing else to talk about. It's okay. You know what? I guess we can end it there. I kind of just recorded on a whim. I wanted to get an episode out. And maybe that isn't the most ideal for wanting to build something or wanting to build myself up. But it exists. It's here. Free to criticize, free to use. Just like me. Yeah. What do I have planned for the future before I leave? I'm going to make a new or another audio roleplay thingy. I have another one lined up. They take a total of 3 hours to pump out from recording to finish edit to upload. So I can get those out pretty fast. I just have to have the motivation to do it in the setting. The only time I can record is when I'm here alone. Since I live with someone else, it's really hard to find that time unless they go away. I plan on doing more podcast episodes. I've been trying to get more people on. I want to do little interviews with people just to practice having interviews, but I'm getting some issues with scheduling. Everybody else is busy. They have their own lives, they have jobs, and I can't expect them to come on and do things at my own leisure. There's a couple people who have agreed that we might have them on soon. So that'll be nice. If you ever have any topics or anything that maybe you'd be interested in having me talk about, I might not be the most qualified or the most intelligent or smart or happy. Big depression. If you ever want to be like, "Hey, Devil Bird, what's your opinion on this thing?" Even if it's a little controversial, you're welcome to ask me. You're welcome to be like go in one of my chats in my Discord or something, or maybe in the comments section and be like, "Hey, tell me how you feel about Yosuga no Sora or some shit." Be like, "Okay." Not that that's a you know, not that that has to be the example for any particular reason at all whatsoever. It's just an example of something controversial. Yup. Yup. Y'all. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna cut it here. I had a lot of fun doing this. It was 30 minutes of my time and your time absolutely wasted. It'll be another 3 hours of my time wasted when I go to edit it. Thank you all for joining me. It's so nice. I love you all. You're wonderful. I've grown a tiny audience that cares. I get about like 50 views on these things, and I hope actually everyone out there is having fun. You're doing well. You're staying safe. All right, we're at the end. This is the part of the episode where I shill myself. I save this toward the end because doing it during the middle is annoying and stupid. But if you are interested in supporting me, which you shouldn't be, you should respect your wallet and your time and your persons more. Check out the link in the description. There will be a link tree that goes to all my stuff. It'll go to my coffee, goes to my Twitter, goes to my services as an audio engineer. If you have voiceovers that need edited or podcast needs edited or whatever, hit me up. I have a public Discord that is 18 plus only. So if you're an adult and you'd like to join, you like to hang out, talk in there, it's very friendly. There's not a lot of people in there yet. Maybe a total of 8 people talk at most, but we're all very kind and it's very degenerate. So be prepared for that. Thank you. Thanks to everybody for joining. I appreciate it. Good night, everybody.